Welcome to this comprehensive interactive study guide on Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart. This masterpiece of post-colonial literature reclaims the African narrative from European perspectives. Today, we'll explore the tragic hero Okonkwo, whose fear of weakness leads to personal and societal collapse. We'll analyze key themes, literary techniques, and exam strategies to help you achieve top marks. Let's begin by mapping the core concepts. Let's map the key concepts. At the center is Okonkwo's tragic flaw, his overwhelming fear of weakness. This drives his actions, from killing Ikamfuna to his harsh treatment of his family. Surrounding this is the clash between Igbo traditions and the colonial forces of Christianity and government. Achebe's post-colonial purpose is to validate Igbo culture before showing its destruction. Finally, the Igbo concept of Kai represents fate, which Okonkwo challenges but ultimately cannot overcome. Turning to our core notes, these terms are vital for AO2 and AO3 analysis. Hamashiat describes Okonkwo's fatal flaw, his terror of resembling his father. Post-colonial literature defines Achebe's mission to counter colonial narratives. The omniscient narrator gives us insight into Igbo customs, while foreshadowing her peers in the locust's arrival and the oracle's ominous words. Proverbs enrich the language, and irony culminates in the district commissioner's dismissive final thoughts. The novel unfolds in 3 parts. Part 1 establishes Igbo society and Okonkwo's tragic errors, especially killing his surrogate son Ikamfuna. Part 2, set in his motherland Banta, shows the arrival of missionaries and the conversion of outcasts, including his son Nwoi. Part 3 sees Okonkwo return to a fractured Umuofia. His final act, killing a colonial messenger, is met with clan paralysis, leading to his suicide, an abomination in Igbo culture. This structure mirrors the personal and societal fall. Let's work through a typical exam question. To analyze masculinity, first identify Okonkwo's association of masculinity with aggression and repulsion from anything feminine, like his father. Then, contrast with Unoka's perceived weakness. Finally, explain how Okonkwo's fear drives him to violate cultural norms, such as beating his wife during Peace Week. This alienates him and leads to his tragic end. Quote, "He had no patience with unsuccessful men. He had no patience with his father." Common mistakes, forgetting the post-colonial context. Remember, Achebe wrote to give voice to the colonized. Also, avoid simplistic judgments of Okonkwo as purely heroic or villainous. He is a tragic figure with both admirable and repulsive traits. Finally, don't overlook the narrative technique. The omniscient narrator validates Igbo culture early, but the final chapter's shift to the district commissioner's perspective highlights the irony of colonial misrepresentation. To recap, Okonkwo's hamartia is his fear of weakness, leading to his downfall. The novel is a post-colonial response that celebrates Igbo culture before its destruction. The 3-part structure tracks personal and societal collapse. Key techniques include foreshadowing, proverbs, and irony. Central themes are tradition versus change, toxic masculinity, and the tension between fate and free will embodied in Kai. Use these points to weave context and analysis in your exam answers. Good luck!